Hello.
Computer. What are we doing? What did you say?
So now that we have this libraries to convert JSON into a class and do some validation, let's use the prototype JSON that we have under schema, under that directory, prototype1.json, and convert this into its corresponding classes for room, event, all that stuff.
Oh, man. Okay. So this is test data. Cool.
Yeah.
So we want to turn these into these things, these classes.
And we can write a test immediately to do the validation so that if we nest it, we should see things work, So maybe let's convert that async function to like a test.
So this models TS, I mean, that sounds like where you're going to have all your interfaces or your classes. So
that's right.
We have like a main TS that imports from it and runs the test. Import project from TS.
I think you don't need them TS, but let's try that out. See if it.
Yeah. So I gotta add this to here. Oh, I don't need to add this to here.
No.
Wait. So what's happening in the terminal? Is it like auto rebuilding every single time there's a change?
It should be watching and building it. Yes.
I don't know if it knows about new files, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
So if I just make a change here, I don't see it doing anything. Is it? Oh wait. Okay, so it just takes a little while. Yeah,
and the entry point for this, I think, if you go to webpakc.config.js, it's actually only taking the entry, which is models.ts, and converting that to bundles.js.
So what name?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna make this error so that we can see the compiling, and we'll give this a couple of seconds, see if it picks it up.
Yeah, it's a bit slow, isn't it?
It's got timestamps at least, so we can see it's the last.
Yeah.
I'm gonna restart it. I don't think it picks it up.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Because it's
to pick up. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go. Main something expected, line 3. Cool. So I was happy with the import statement.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you didn't need the .ts, but
maybe it's okay. But... I should use this keyboard. Okay. Do you see like caps lock off, caps lock on?
Yeah, I do. That's okay.
Every time I press escape, which is caps lock, the inbuilt laptop hardware goes like show a message saying they're pushing buttons for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that, but
right.
That's what it does. Okay, so the entry point should now be dog. Oh my god, it's working. Fuck, it's working. Quit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what was it? Make gamer. Yeah, that's it. Why are these undefined? Set title. Git. Webpack. So it should derive the name from the currently running
binary. Yeah.
So git status, git diff. Whoa. So that's stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's the package JSON.lock. I'm not sure. Do we commit that? I think.
Why does it like get so much? Did you like avoid committing anything here? Oh my god, still going.
But you did a fresh checkout and did like.
Yeah, it's added all this crap.
I'm
yeah,
not
that's
sure.
the only change. Anyway, I mean, I think you're meant to commit it.
Yeah. Just commit it. What's AA mean?
And all.
Okay.
I mean, the new file will be added.
Yeah.
Start main yay. This works. It needs two-factor. So
yeah, right.
I'll work that out at some point.
Yeah, that's all right. Can't you just change the SSH and use like an SSH key?
This is true. Yeah, I'll do that later.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Ahead of origin master. Cool. Sometimes. What are we doing? We I committed that.
So in terms of our testing, what framework would we use? You want to just use asserts for now and then have something that runs a test? Like, do we want to use something immediately like Jest or something, or should we just write asserts?
Let's just go with our own code for now, and then like getting a testing framework is a whole thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's just write our models based on our, what was it, the prototype?
Yeah, so what I suggest we do is like we create individual JSON components for room, for like object, and then we parse those in main and then convert them. And then we want to do like a nested version, parse that.
I kind of want to just keep this code because as reference.
Yeah, no worries.
How to was it SURD? How to SURD.
Oh yeah, and we want to go the other way. So we want to go from class to JSON as well, which we can do. We should be able to.
Class transformer, does that like do both ways?
It has like class to plain. It has an equivalent class to plain. Yeah.
Cool.
We can look up the documentation later, or can you go to definition?
If you should be able to do it right here. It's like console.log class to plain. Was it you?
You have to import it first, though.
Yeah.
Can you go to definition? If you control, go to definition on plain to class. Is that possible in Sublime?
Let's find out.
Because we might be able to see the definitions of everything. Go to maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not working for that one. It's
okay.
Doesn't know about.
Right.
But maybe if I open it, it'll know about it. Class transformer. Whoa. Huh? It's like
hidden or
hidden. What's up with that?
Huh. Why is it hidden?
What does link mean? I haven't seen this before.
So is it symbolically linked to something else? If you go to it in your console.
The model / node modules. Class transformer.
Oh, it's there.
Oh wait, I allow.
Oh, you ls it.
How do I?
Just ls latr and then scroll up, I guess. To I don't know.
Class transformer.
It doesn't look like it's sim linked.
Yeah, symlinks appear differently, don't they?
Just CD into it and then PWD and see where you are.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, I don't know why
Sublime
your things.
What up with this? What?
Sublime text hidden folder.
I'm from this in Sublime.
Yeah.
Both are added to the project. Class transformer. And now, hey, there we go.
Nice. Yeah, so if we look for the functions in here, cluster plane maybe. Yeah, cluster plane maybe, I think that's what we want.
So it'd be nice if this Webpack thing restarted the browser. Okay.
That was the validation.
Across the plane.
Oh, it's before. Oh, it should be after the validation. Is it because oh, I think I know why. Maybe. Yeah, I think I know why. It's because the validation is happening after because it's in the
you're right. Yeah, if we console the log await, then it would be yeah. Okay. So we were getting it. This is the JSONs. They're actually identical because like TypeScript does not exist in the browser. Lol.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Lol. All right. Cool. We have both ways. Nice. What are we doing? So we got our main, and put main back to what it was. So I figured like we'll grab like project contains all of it.
Okay. Yep.
And it has all these things like sprites and rooms.
Yep. Objects.
And objects.
What else we got? We got resources.
This is, oh wait, what is, we have the prototype. So rooms is a list of rooms. How do you say list?
I think it's just, no, it's the normal way. I think it's like type first. It's type first, then the other one, not like Go. So it's like type, then empty array.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Object list.
We should probably not call it object since object is a keyword.
It's plural. Oh wait.
No, I mean.
Oh no, you're right. Oh fuck. Okay,
yeah.
We need another name.
We'll just call it entity or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping for something like cute, like you tend to find with these JavaScript libraries. Right. They call these like jumpers or something.
It should be entities, not entity. Entities.
Yeah. Entities.
Resources.
I need that.
Yep.
Hang on, I need to change something. It's very important.
Okay.
Keyboard. Repeat speed. A little bit faster, please. With test error. Oh wait, repeat delay. That's what I want. Perfect.
Cool.
So that's rooms, objects, resources, sprites. Cool. Now we can make the individual things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much just going to keep having these things. Expose is not it. So the expose means it goes into JSON, I suppose.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just copy paste this. So we get an ID, which is a string, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Frames. Frame. I get what that is. What that's got. And wait, I'm confused. This is sort of what's going on here. Should this be like that? Yeah, it should.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. You just keep going. I'm just gonna answer this call.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh.
No worries. Phone calls. Image. That should be. Frames are like views on the image. Width, number, viewport. Viewport, that should be frame. Frame should have that. I'm pretty sure. I feel like I'm a data entry job at the moment. Resources, I have concerns because I don't know if the different types, it's probably fine, but I consider not having different types in the same list and just put them in separate places. Like under resources, you could have like audio, image, text, and then they can have their own like attributes, and you know, like it's a yeah. But then yeah, that means resources is a class of its own, which contains things. So it'd be like I did not mean to write triple K like that. Resources has the things, the audio. I'm not used to this keyword. Audio, text, and something else. Image. In fact, I'd be tempted to have this like JSON resource because you probably want. Yeah. Yeah, if you want text, you can put in a JSON. You don't need to make a special text thing. So that's resources, and then all the things, and we can have like a resource class which they inherit from, which contains the like ID string. That's about it. Everything has ID. Everything except project and resources. Everything except the branch nodes of the project. All the leaf nodes have an ID. How do you do inheritance in TypeScript? What is the syntax? I need like a TypeScript cheat sheet. The reason this is extremely slow is I'm running in a VM, which you probably saw from before. Have you ever had a dog? What color were they? How many colors? What were their primary colors? How many primary colors? 3, 1, 2? What is the distribution of primary colors of dogs as pets? Just the pets, not generally. I wonder. Cool. You can have tuples. That's appropriate for the viewport for frame. I should just finish frame. Class frame. Oops. Has such a list of frames, and their position in the list is basically their ID. We don't need to give them an ID. Resource. So maybe the image is optional if they are actually referring to a different image. Is not empty. How does is not empty interact with optional types? How do you do optional types? Where's the cheat sheet? Optional properties. Okay. Is there no optional type?
All right, I'm back. Hello.
Dog.
Look, Doug, how are we going?
I guess an optional type is one that's unioned with null. Okay. And that's distinguished from an optional property.
Right. So optional type's different from optional property?
Yeah. I guess like that's kind of reflected.
Yeah, okay.
The object can have no property in it, or it can have the property but it's set to null.
That is interesting.
You can distinguish between those. I think I'd rather actually have a value.
Yeah.
Because like properties missing, I kind of don't want to think about that. Okay. So while you were gone, I was thinking like we had these different resources like images, text, audio.
Yep.
And they had different properties. So thinking like having these same things in the same list feels something
weird.
It feels like we should really be splitting them up so that we can know, okay, this is an audio, I changed text to JSON because I figured that might be more useful.
Sure.
It's like JSON resources. And if they want to have text, they can put in the JSON. That should be fine.
Okay. Yep.
And then the different resources can have their own set of properties. How do we do inheritance? Inheritance is extends. Easy.
Sounds resource.
Programming is just looking up cheat sheets and then typing.
Pretty much. This is why that AI is going to beat us all.
Exactly, because it's already read every cheat sheet in existence. Programming all the things. What do I want to do with audio? Audio is size, duration, probably.
Yeah.
Location. Yeah. They all have a location.
And you probably want to do something like with a file, you want to be able to have like a viewport of what you want to play for a specific scene. So that's not here, obviously, but when you load a file.
That's in like Frame has a viewport. And like the room's background image will have like a viewport of which part of the image to use. So I think that's done at like the call site, you could think.
Yeah.
The part of the game that's using the resource will have that sort of view.
Yeah, I'm just saying that audio should have the same thing at that point.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say that things that use audio will say which part of the audio they want.
Yeah.
I wouldn't encourage them to the resource.
No. I wasn't saying put it here. I was just mentioning that I want that to be part of the call site.
They all have size. Yes. Size in bytes, I suppose.
Yeah.
So audio will, I guess, have duration. In seconds, microseconds, milliseconds. How do you do units in programming?
MS.
How do you spell milliseconds?
Just do MS.
Good idea.
So yeah, duration. I guess location. Oh, you already have that. Sorry, in the other one. Yeah.
Jason, like, what can you say? What can you say? I mean,
can you just say object?
What do you mean?
So like once you load the resource, it just puts it into an object. So it just becomes an object.
Oh, like, yeah, we can load the resource for real.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the reason you would have a JSON resource might be because it's freaking huge. Yeah, no, it's a resource because it's sort of stored separately. It has a location. If we had it in the fields here, then it would be part of the project as well. It would get duplicated, if that makes sense.
Right. But I mean, if it's JSON, we're going to call like JSON parse, right? And put it like create an object. Yeah, at runtime and make an object from it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so is this a compile time or runtime data structure? Like, well, everything that we have for expose means we're gonna save this to disk.
Yeah, that's true.
So we can have
just I mean, just put it as a string for now.
Object.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's not saved, but and the runtime can access it. And possibly for the others, the runtime should have access to the image itself and the audio file. I have no idea how you represent those.
Yeah.
Oops, not this one.
Well, I thought we discussed this briefly, where we had like a resource manager that's separate to the JSON, and maybe it will.
So all that stuff would live in the resource manager.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
We can think about resources separately. I reckon for now, getting the room nesting is sort of more like if we just get room and sprite working and frame, I think that would be, we can leave resources out of the actual test for now.
Wait. So I'm not sure. Wait. Why do we have width and height? Because that's
the sprite. Well, what's image?
Image is the image resource.
Right. Has a so it's the ID for the image resource. Right. So probably we don't need it then. Unless that was the viewport, which I don't think.
So viewport. Okay. Yeah, I had a question about viewport, and I think I just answered myself.
Yep.
So we have viewport in frames, but I feel like this is the viewport to use if frame doesn't specify viewport.
The viewport. Say that again.
Does that even make sense?
I don't quite understand what you just said.
I don't think it makes sense for viewport to be in sprite. Viewport should be in frame.
Yeah, on a per frame basis, you're specifying the sprite's viewport, right?
Yeah. So no viewport, no width height, and no width height here either. Just viewport. What's
Makes
resource? What's resource versus image?
Yeah, I think.
I feel like that should be image.
Yeah.
Some image 1 and then some image nothing means some image 2. Yeah, makes sense.
And it's not actually the PNG, it's like the ID of the image resource.
Yeah. All right, so that is a sprites.
So hold on, what about like sprites and their frames also have other resources? So it's like not just an image resource, it could have like a sound resource based on when the sprite is running, you play the running sound, right? And so for every frame that's associated to the running mechanic, you would play a specific audio.
I have so sprite would have frame rate, right?
Yeah, but isn't that just so the number of frames you have sort of is like how many frames you have that you want to play for this sprite? The frame rate is
the animation. So a sprite has like a running animation.
But is the frame rate related to the actual FPSs that's running for the game?
No, it's for the frames that you show.
Oh, okay.
Or should that be locked to the game's frame rate?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like if you change the frame rate for the sprite, is that maybe it makes sense that you can make different types of animations independent to the frame rate of the game.
I feel like some animations you want to just play very slowly or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were saying, when you were saying sounds per frame,
well, I was just saying sprites having associated other resources that are not images. So let's say you have text or JSON, or any of these potential resources that you want to use.
Where is the line between sprite and entity?
That's a good question.
Because I feel like all those things would live in an entity and not a sprite.
So how does sprite relate to entity at the moment?
I think sprite is just what image the entity is.
Yeah. But sprites could mean multitude of things for a specific entity, like if it's in a running state or a walking state, if it's in jumping state.
Sprite. Yeah, you have various sprites that an entity is associated with. So the entity has different states, and they can have different sprites.
Yeah, so the states have different sprites for the entity.
So I would associate sounds with entity states rather than sprites.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we currently have it, actually, now that I look at it. Yeah. Okay.
I guess next is whoa, what was that? Entity, I suppose. What's in our prototype?
Hey, you know what we could do for event? We could create an enum for like all the different event types.
Oh yeah. a Rust enum would be nice.
Yeah,
because events have like properties, like which key was pressed or what thing you're colliding with.
but we can get ADTs for JavaScript, I think. I'll have a look.
Yeah, I did see something. So yeah, I agree. We should do that. Well, when it comes to the user presentation,
Yep.
do you want to be showing just a generic on event and then they have to switch on the event type? Or would you rather have all these different events as like separate things in the interface? Like separate text fields? Because if they're separate text fields, you can like customize the UI to be appropriate for it. So like on collision, you can then have a picker for the objects you're colliding with or something.
Right.
I'm kind of trying to keep them separate so we can specialize in them.
I think separate's fine.
And even like the draw event, you could have like a preview of what they're drawing or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
What was the thing? Why did I just copy paste it?
So if ID, no clip, visible, states.
Oops, I meant to copy this.
Boolean.
Boolean, is that it?
I think it's lowercase, I think.
I'm really not used to this keyboard.
Yeah, it's lowercase.
State list. And that's all of what an entity is. Do you think the first state is special? Like all entities start in their first state, or should we have that as a value, the initial state?
Right. Like which state is the initial state?
Yeah. Because I can imagine when you put your objects around in your room, you want to set some of them to be in various states. And so that will configure their initial state. But I suppose that's a room configuration. We talked about when you... where's room? The top one. The...
Or maybe that's just like a default.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've already got it. Yeah. Okay.
But like, yeah, maybe that's a default that if you don't specify the object state, it will just go to that.
And if you change that in the object, it will update every instance. So
like for enemies that, like, imagine like enemies that you just want it to spawn, like you just want it to be in some initial state.
So the default state. The initial state is ultimately decided by the room, but it'll fall back to the default state. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. And so we've got...
and that should be a state, not a string, right?
Well, so it will not be included in this list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. So it's like these are the extra states that they can be in, and this is like the main one. I think that's fine. In our UI, we can show them all in one list, but I think that's a reasonable distinction.
Okay.
Other states? I don't know.
But you kind of, what if you want to use that default state inside the game logic? It would just be annoying to like go, is it in the default state or this other states? It should be in all of them, and then it's just picked that one. So yeah, maybe the string.
Well, our APIs can abstract over this, and like if you just put IDs, it can look through all of these.
True. Okay. I mean, I think we're going to write some sort of generic low -e type thing that goes through a list of objects and identifies, so we're going to have that. So we might as well just like incorporate all the states into the same thing. So it's just the same API to just find something.
You're saying put it, so make this a string.
Yeah, just make it a string and just have all states in there. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I guess that's kind of like using the API. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. We'll just reuse that. All right. So we got to write states.
This is the states, right?
And I guess we should define state versus like an entity state versus like a room state, because the room will have its own states as well, right?
Oh, good point. Entity, yes. ID string. I have like the control and function keys are right next to each other, and I keep pressing function instead of control. Sprite, right? Right. So I guess these are all going to be references now. Yeah.
You mean
like as in like the ID reference?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Events. I can't do this. No, I can't. Entity events. And yeah, entity events will be different from room events. It's just there'll be some common things, but there'll be some differences too. Like
that's true.
Yeah, but they could share a common superclass.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's entity state has a sound as well. Sound string. Cool. Class and common. I don't know.
Well, it wouldn't be plural, that's for sure. So it would be like common event.
Plural. It is plural. These are like on create, on destroy, on draw.
Oh, so you're saying like put all of them into the class, not as separate things.
These are separate things.
Yeah, but that's why I was saying like instead of events, you just have like a singular event, which just has the ID as on create. And the so at the moment we have the key as on event, but maybe we should have it more flat.
Is the ID decided by the user or by us?
By us. It's specific. I mean, that's why I was saying we should create an enum that has those, right? So if we have an enum of our events, then this ID can be of that enum type. Right.
So we would have so this would be a map of the enum.
No, just leave that for now. Hold on, leave that for now.
Enum to code like that.
Sure. I mean, you could have leave that for now. Just write the enum that has like on create, on destroy, and all that, because that's what we want as our events, right? It's those enums. And then the ID of an event will be one of those enums, so it'll have to be of that enum type. Yeah, so if you write that event type, and then we have like in there just on create, on destroy, on keyboard event.
I'm gonna leave that beyond.
Yeah. And we just have all of them. So even the room event plus the entity events, all of the enum types in here for now. Yep. I mean, this is where you could potentially distinguish the event type to be a room event type versus common event type versus the player event type. But if we were to just say everything's the same for now, right? And then we write our class event to be, yep.
Rooms have, enter leave. That's basically the only room things I think that I can remember.
So now if our event has like one of these as the event type, so we could have like the event type has to be of this event type, or ID has to be of this event type. And sorry?
I'm lost now. So what's events? What type is it?
So what's in an event? That's what I'm asking you. It's got the script that it's going to run.
Yeah, we need code. Yeah, it's going to be the TypeScript code.
Yep, and it's also got an event type. So it's got those two things.
Yeah.
So we'll just have those two things in the event. Like if we created a class, right? Those would be the only two things at the moment. But you're saying if we just have like this map, it would just go from one of these. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would go with map since you can only have one event type per thing.
Is that a tuple though?
This is a tuple. Well, it should be tuple array.
And should we have something special for the, like at the moment it's just a string because it's just the pure TypeScript stuff they might write. But we might want to like make it into more of a contained thing because we want to do validation on it and a bunch of other stuff. So we'll have to have its own methods and stuff that we might have to do. Because we might want to compile it, right? Like using the TypeScript thing at some point.
Like that?
Yeah, something like that. Something simple for now. Yeah.
This one doesn't need to be exposed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so our JSON would have to have that structure, right, in order for it to serialize into our classes. So we'd have to have the mapping, which we would have to test that works, right? Because there's no tuples in JSON, right?
They're arrays.
Oh, okay. So you just compose it as an array of arrays, and it might go into a tuple.
Like this should be a map. Yeah, it's a map from event to the code.
Yeah.
How do you do maps? It goes away. I don't know how to do it.
Well, I mean, let's just keep it simple for now. We can just say like comment.
Like type code. It might have been something like that from vague memory. Anyway, let's just leave it as is.
Yeah, just keep it simple for now. We just gotta make sure it works. So. Why is it weirdly colored, the enum? Is it because you're writing JavaScript and it doesn't know about that?
Yeah, that would be it. It doesn't know about the enum keyword.
Okay.
So that's the event. Cool.
Yep. So it also can be potentially null. So you want that text to be optional, I guess, or union with null.
Right. That's right. Oh, well, if there's no thing, then it just won't appear.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's how we solve it. No, nothing in the map. So yeah. All right.
So then there's play sound. I assume that's like, oh yeah, we got that sound.
We've got that. Yeah.
I just call it sound because
So we can get rid of that class because we don't need it anymore.
Cool.
And we have to go back up to room because I think we missed a couple things. Like we need room state and
room does not exist.
Oh, room does not exist, right? Like before we go like any further, I reckon we should write up entity, the JSON for entity, just like a very simple JSON, and then parse that in main, see if that works.
Okay, so we'll make a entity.
Yes. Yes.
Entity. So it's just one of those. Oops. So how do enums serialize? We'll find out.
Yeah, that's the thing we'll find out.
I'm just going to pause this and see what happens.
Sure.
Entity, and then we want the these things. Just the
plain to class. Yeah.
And then
we probably need the validate as well. Yeah, just get the validate function so we can test that.
Okay. What's with like expose and validate? Wait, expose and is not empty. Oh, expose is for writing, is not empty is for validating. Okay, it makes sense. It's just because they were next to each other in here. He's like, oh, why aren't they together in import?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We got entity JSON. Entity JSON, console.log, entity JSON, and then we want to.
We need to export entity.
You need to export all the things. That's right. Plain to class, entity JSON, I think, and then validate. We validate it.
Yeah, let's just run this now and see if it works first. Yep. Let's just run those things for now. We'll do that. Yeah, we just await.
Expose it, export.
Yeah.
Await. Oh, is validate awaitee.
Yeah, it returns a promise.
Why? Cannot find name room. True. And state. State needs to be an entity state. And room.
Just get rid of that for now in projects. Like, yeah, do that.
Right. Building.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
Go through Webpack. I guess Webpack is the thing that's like polished, and so it's not so painful to use.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Reference error cannot. Oh, wait. Was that? Yeah. Resources before initialization. Ooh.
When does that happen? Resources.
Does it not hoist?
Huh?
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, we reference room underneath it, so clearly it's hoisting. So unless resource is a special keyword or something. Lexical separation.
Let's just comment it out and see if that makes. I'll just comment out that and see if that was.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit!
Wow, look at that. What was wrong with that? Resources is can't. I guess maybe you can't.
Can you change the name?
Okay.
just change the name of resources to something else. I just want to see if it's
the class name.
Yeah.
Moving it
okay.
actually did it.
Okay.
But I wonder if it could be the name because maybe there was a different resources that I then overrode. Yeah. Okay.
What?
Resources
JavaScript? I didn't get it.
So it's fine with the others, presumably because they're arrays. And something.
Well.
Yeah, that sucks. It should hoist. It should hoist in the same file. Oh well.
Maybe Webpack can do that for you.
Yeah, I don't know.
But holy shit, we got stuff.
How many errors? 1 error.
Default state should not be empty.
Be empty. Sweet. All right. Let's write our entity to match our type.
So what did you have in entity? What did you have?
It's right here. It's right here.
Okay.
So we got no clip visible default state. Yeah. Default.
This is awesome. This is really good.
Hell yeah. So
but what happened to state though? Like we put all that stuff in. Why don't we check if like there's an on the object there might be some stuff for there is states. There we go.
Got
the second one.
It's got all the stuff.
So it put all of those things in there.
We didn't do the thingy, this one.
Yeah, that's true. So that's why.
We should do that. Just so we're not misled. How is it? Third parameter.
You know what we can do? We can just add to all of these things like a static method to call this to serialize. So we don't have to import this. We just have it on the models, the ability to serialize.
I wonder if they have a decorator to just do that. To chuck a
yeah.
That would be executor transform.
To be honest, I don't quite know the decorator syntax. Can you identify it? Like
this the app.
No, I understand. But how would you write that in JavaScript to allow for a decorator?
Great definition. We don't want that one. We want where's the Oh wait, that was in the.
That's invalidates. Yeah, that's invalid. The other
system. You get options, which is probably empty. We didn't give it any options. Property name. So I suppose it calls this, and then it calls that with property name, and does something with the property name. This is really slow. Oh wait, no, it's not. Expose method, yeah, and then storage to. Is this like adding it to the globe?
I think I understand it. So it's returning a function. So it's a decorator because it's a function that returns a function where the options is inside this nested function. Yeah. I think.
So you register decorators? Are you?
I've never seen that.
What system? System is not imported from anywhere. I feel like that's TypeScript system.
Maybe that's how you do it in TypeScript.
TypeScript system.
Decorator. Or just write decorator, TypeScript decorator. Modules. Modules. Yeah, we all, this is what I was suggesting that we do. So we write our own module for our models that we then import into the React project and the runtime, just to see if we can do that. So all of this stuff that we're doing is like isolated from those two projects, even though
see.
Yeah.
Wait,
and then we just do
going to, like, how do you do they like include model as like a Git?
They will, yeah. Like even because can you install npm projects via Git, like as opposed to it being on npm, you know? Can we just include
npm projects via Git? Oh, what was it called? The sub thingy? Submodule? Is that what it's called? The Git thing?
Yeah, submodule. Yeah.
Git submodule. Yeah, you can just submodule any random repo if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could have that appear inside our node modules. No problem. So like, right. So that's an alternate. I mean, you have the same problem where you need to somehow reference it, like where it is. I suppose you do that through GitHub, like use the GitHub model. Wait. But these aren't in separate Git repos.
Not at the moment, no. Yeah, at the moment it's not. But I was just thinking, if we want to make it more abstract, you know, less sort of.
So make separate repos.
Yeah, it's one for the models, one for the actual game engine, one for the UI.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a way to make it more independent and less like, you know.
I would just use the package JSON because I mean it'll do basically the same thing, but you won't have to use Git submodules.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, they should be identical, right? It's all loaded into node modules, or we create a Git submodule inside node modules.
Yeah, it should be pretty identical. Anyway, what are we doing?
And it depends like the URL to the GitHub.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, so we're finishing entity and making sure that we had exclude the other thing, and we have to try nesting. So we want to see if it create a state object from
that. So we got the states. So a state has an ID and a sprite and events. So this events, you know what? I don't know what event type is going to look like in JSON. So what if we just go the other way and create an entity, give it stuff, and we'll see what the JSON looks like.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd be guessing.
And that's all part of our testing framework. Like that's what we want to test. So that's why I was saying we should write tests now.
Yeah. Entity .id equals dog. Entity .something equals stuff. I keep pressing function key. Too many things open, close more things. Close it. Entity no clip equals true. Entity visible equals true. Entity default weight equals dog. Entity weight. Question: do these things already exist or no? I wonder. Does entity.states already exist? I feel like it wouldn't, but let's find out.
You mean when you create it?
Yeah.
So you're thinking that it default the states to be something, right? When it creates
I'm
it.
not sure. And it looks like no. Okay, so initially it has nothing. When you create an entity, nothing. So I can't just append the states. I need to create it.
Yeah.
New entity state. Oh no, and then I have to build the thing.
Yeah, what was the entity state model? I can't remember.
It's here.
So we had, oh yeah, so we had that string, oh yeah. So you're just returning something that returns an object.
Yeah.
Why do you have to put in anonymous function though?
I don't have to, but I chose to.
Okay.
So it's like inline, my state is this thing, and then you can have a list.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's my version of a like hacky constructor. Event type dot create. Oh no. Okay, this is getting horrible.
What? Oh, right.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
I know, right? Well, what else we got found? State dot vehicle arc. And then we need to explore some more things. We need to explore all the things, and then we just do that. So now we have the state code element type. Model here is not happy because of this.
Oh. Yep.
No, it's better. Oh, you know. Look at that type checking. It's so good. Having type checking. JavaScript. Get on board with this.
What did it say? I'm on my phone, so I'm trying to. I can't read.
It said type no barking is not assignable to string array. I was like, yeah, hooray! Type checking. It's kicking in. Wonderful. Finally. Okay,
Finally, JavaScript. Yeah.
There's got to be a way to get Webpack hooked up with the browser so it refreshes the browser whenever. So our state.
So this is from
events has.
Wait, this is from the object to the JSON, right?
This is object to the object inside the DevTools console.
Sure.
Which is
essentially JSON.
Probably essentially JSON.
I mean,
and looks like the event type is just a number.
So that's how it mapped the enum. Unless there's a way to get the enum name from the thing.
Yeah,
Maybe
I didn't do any like. Well, I haven't converted it into JSON. So, where was it?
Right. So you just want to stringify the object or something.
Class define, yeah. Class define, and we'll see if it stringifies it.
Well, this is our test. Like we wanna stringify and see if it's the same or if it's different. You know, that's what I'm saying. We should really start writing the tests now.
Yes.
Like what we're trying to achieve.
So looking into state, looking into event. The event is still a number. Actually, this kind of makes sense because I didn't do like, because it's a tuple. You can't put decorators on its like field. If that makes sense.
What decorator?
If I instead of this event type code, what if I just make it an event handler?
Okay.
And
What's
so
an
one
event?
of the fields is the type, and that way I can expose it.
That's what I said, though. That's what I was saying that we should make it as.
I'll make it as an object.
Yes.
I didn't get that. Okay.
Okay.
Event handler as a type, and I'm going to make event handler in code. I'm not going to have a code thing. It's just going to be event handler.
Okay. Sure.
Type.
Yeah.
And that means I need to update. And then event is a list of event handlers. Can you see what I'm typing?
Yeah, I can see it.
So the type is now created.
It's probably still going to be the enum.
The number?
Yeah, I reckon.
I hope not, because that would be bad. That would be bad because if you change the order of it, then your database is corrupted. Because
enums in TypeScript are just numbers, I think.
Yeah, I was hoping that the serialization would have a string, but it looks like it doesn't. But I think we can. So it doesn't handle enums, but we can probably write something to handle it. Well, okay. So in C++, what you do is you just assign every enum value to a number, and that way it's fixed. Yeah. Okay. Script enum. Just look up TypeScript. Yeah. Just look up the enum documentation. There might be something for this in there. Yeah. Yeah, you can set it to things. You can even set it to string. Oh, nice. I'm happy to just set it to numbers because then you'd have to repeat yourself. Yeah. See what happens when we assign it to number and if we get it in the thing. Yep. If not, we'll have to assign it to a string. Is there a way to in Sublime do increment number? Or do you have to... No. That would be amazing. That would be so good. 0, 1, 2, 3. Damn it, it was so close to working. What code bottom? I think I need that. Then it doesn't work. There's 11 selected regions. Oh, I'm silly. 0. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. 0 is 1. 0 equals 1. 0 equals 1. Yeah,
that should have failed.
Cool. All right. So then,
Wait, we want to see if the enum came through, right?
Okay. So in terms of checking equality, you can pretty much just
it's still
have
0.
to check equality. Well, sorry, what were you expecting?
Oh well, in our code we'll detect what enum it is based on the number. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we like reorder things, we don't invalidate our database because mouse move is still 5, even though we moved it up and down.
Yep.
Or if we had one in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we have to do in C++ all the time. Okay. Cool. Job is there.
Commit.
Get. Let's get the. Get what? Get back up. Where am I? Here we go. Entity and stuff. And it's probably all good. Cam stop. Sweet. Alright. Stop. Good. Record.
Nice.
Goodbye. Lovely problem.
Subscribe.